Flight crew, welcome back to another episode of Talbert in Flight. Today we're going to do a little story time. Not any boring old story time. We're going to talk about how I got expelled from high school. So, where do I begin? It was the fall of 2008. I was in a singing competition, and at the time I needed a sound guy, producer, sound guy, engineer to put together a few soundtracks for me for that competition. The guy who was the sound person I dealt with, he was actually the boyfriend of my high school biology teacher. Let's give this teacher a name. Let's call her Grouper because she had lips like a fucking grouper. Anyway, let's call this one Grouper. And let's call the boyfriend Crow because he was burnt. He was burnt. He was really dark. He was burnt. Anyway, my teacher's boyfriend Crow was the sound guy, and he did the soundtracks for me. And it was all good. It was all nice. Loved the soundtrack. Everything was good. Did the competition. Fast forward to January 2009. I got an invitation to attend an international competition in Los Angeles, and I needed him to work on some more music for me. So I requested his services, and we would work on music in the studio sometimes. Now, if you're a person who does studio work, engineering, or an artist in general, you know that these things take time. So we'd be in the studio 2 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m., just getting done wrapping up, recording and whatnot. And his girlfriend at the time, Grouper, didn't like that. Apparently I was taking too much time from her man, I guess, taking her man time away from her, and she wasn't having it. So I guess Grouper decided to figure out how she's going to cut down on the time. So instead of just he and I recording and working on music in the studio, Grouper decided to tag along. And I didn't think nothing of it. I mean, the two of y'all grinding, y'all gringling, which, I mean, would be okay for normal boyfriend and girlfriend. But I mean, when you're so, how can I say, holier than thou, and or condemn those that are not holy as yourself, I find it very funny that you're doing interesting things. But that's another topic for another day. Anyway, so she would start to come down to the studio and just be there all the freaking time. And sometimes I would need to get something done, and she would literally tell him, oh, well, you need to cut this short because I need to do this, or I need to do that. And then slowly but surely, as I started to come back to the studio and needed to get stuff done, keep in mind, I ain't doing this for free. I'm paying you to do a job. Anyway, I come to do songs or whatever. Grouper would arrange, little dates for them or this and that for them, and he wouldn't even tell me that he wouldn't show up, and I'm there waiting for him, and he's like, oh, slipped my memory, maybe next time, or catch me at this time. And I'm like, you know what? Fine, that's cool. Finally got the last song done. Great, just in time. Caught my flight, head on over to Los Angeles. Did what I do. It was excellent. Head on back to Nassau, Bahamas. Got back to Nassau. Now keep in mind, the competition was early January. School happened to open for about a week. I was in the school for a week. This messy heifer goes to the principal and states that I was not in school because I was doing extracurricular activities. How does this concern you? Whatever I'm doing, how does this concern you? Yeah, she told the principal that, he wasn't here and he should be, at the time I was a prefect, he should be stripped of his prefect duty and put on suspension and XYZ. And I'm there trying to figure out what the hell did I do to this lady? And then it hit me. I was spending too much time with her man. Now again, I'm saying, you're female, he's male. You two claim to be a couple, right? And he claims to be heterosexual. Now, I'm saying I wasn't the butchest of the butch, but at the same time I wasn't the most femme of the femme. But you could see I had a little sugar in the tank. Cool, no problem. Your boyfriend's straight. You all was a couple. Why does this concern you so much? No problem. Anyway, I guess she was feeling some type of way because we had spent so much time in the studio and we had created a bond where we was even texting one another and coming up with ideas. Completely business, completely professional, nothing out the way. So after she did her little petty gesture, my mother had to come in and ask her, well, what's the problem? Why are you pulling all of these stunts and trying to get my son in trouble for simply nothing? What's the problem? What did he do? Long story short, she settled down for about 2 to 3 days. 2 days after that, I get called back into the principal's office again. Same teacher, Grouper. This time, Grouper stated that I approached her in the hallway and I threatened her. Now keep in mind, Talbert, a student, let's be honest, B+. Anyway, B student, always at school, always on time, always doing my work, very courteous, winning awards, honor roll student, no problem. Yet, all of a sudden, I just happen to snap and I threaten teachers and I just duck in school and I'm just up to mischief. So she told them that I threatened her and she blew it all out of proportion and exaggerated to the point where they asked for, I guess you would call them her union leaders to come in and speak to me because, they're not taking threats lightly. And long story short, they said that I am a danger to the teacher, faculty, and students. So I must be removed from the campus immediately because once again, I'm a threat. Anyway, so they removed me from the school. Told me I can't come to prom. I cannot march in graduation. Which was funny, by the way, because it's only like 20% of the students that actually graduated. Everybody else get a leaving certificate. But that's another story. I can't attend prom. I can't go to graduation. And I would have to take my BGCSE in a police station. So, you know what? I was like, no problem. Took my BGCSEs inside the police station. Aced a few of them and still managed to graduate. Here's where things got messy. They told me I wouldn't even come to the graduation. That wasn't happening. I attended that graduation because why? I got the GPA and I graduated. Even though Grouper gave me an F in her class. I said, great, I'm finished with the school, let me go my way. Yeah, no, not really. About a month and a half after the whole matter, I am out of the school. I don't go to the school no more. Grown-ass person out in the world. I get a phone call from the Central Detective Unit of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. All right, CDU, call me, tell me, come down to the station. We need to have a meeting with you, and this is a matter concerning a teacher. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean a matter concerning a teacher? Yes, this matter is concerning the teacher, Grouper, and that this matter had gone out of hand, and the superintendent and this and that, and the union and this and that, and they're like, because we're just taking this case because it's been brought to our attention. We've been having a lot of situations of teachers fucking the students. So I was like, oh, okay. Let me go and see what this meeting is about. Went down there to have the meeting. Long story short, they just was trying to figure out what could have led to this whole drama, what could have led to all of this happening where, people getting put out of school, people getting carried to court. Oh yes, did I forget to mention, the bitch gave me a summons to court, stating that the music that I worked on with her boyfriend is sole property of her boyfriend. Which you forgot that I purchased the music from your boyfriend and he signed away all rights to the music to me. That's called business, bitch. I got the music. The judge said, that's the banana, this is the peel. He paid for his music, the music is his. Back to CDU. Yeah, they wanted to figure out why are you going through all these lanes? Why is this? Why are you so petty? What's this, that, and the next? If your boyfriend spending time with him, your heterosexual boyfriend, Crow, spending time with this boy, who's clearly gay, but again, your boyfriend's straight. Why is it you doing all these things? Are you jealous? Why are you jealous? He's a male, me, he's a male, you're a female. Your boyfriend is straight. What you offer, he, which is me, can't offer. So again, what's the problem? So I mean, the officers was like, I guess your boyfriend DL? Your boyfriend gay? What? He's playing around with little boys or what? Is a pedophile? Or what happened? Why all of this happened? Why all this drama going down? And she just making noise, but no, it ain't like that. You know, people always say he like that, but he ain't like that. And he there like, yeah, people always say that about me, you know, but that ain't true. Sweetie, I'm just saying, you know, I'm saying, you know, red flags. You have a lot of persons that happen to say it. I'm just saying, you know, you might want to look into it. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Long story short, she was angry, jealous, and petty because she thought I grind her man. When in fact I didn't. I mean, I should have, just to do it out of spite, but I didn't. The moral of the story is, don't be a bitter, angry, messy girl. Try and get the facts, and just don't be a messy, nasty, bitter girl. I know what else to say. Like, don't be bitter. Just don't be petty. Don't be nasty. And don't be petty. The fuck? That's all the time we have for story time today at Talbert in Flight. Thank you so much for watching. This is Talbert, your captain speaking. See you next week. Like, share, subscribe. Shh.